Good morning. How are you at not having other people's emotions seriously affect you and take you out? If you're like me, it's a little bit rough. I am empathic, and I am compassionate, and I am a friend, and I have a lot of people come and talk to me. Are you like that? Do you hear people and then feel them too? There's a way to be able to have that superpower and not have it take you out. And that's what today's discussion is about. Good morning. I'm Ann Ferguson, and this is a live walk and talk that I do on weekday mornings. It's called Leaning In with Ann. So today hasn't gone as expected. I'm feeling a little off. Not quite robust, if you will. There's a reason for that. I don't know what the reason is. So what happens with emotional sovereignty is that you have the ability to feel your emotions without judgment, without shame. You are able to accept that you're just a feeling human being without shame. You are able to hear other people's emotions without judgment and without the need to rescue or to hero, but to witness and stay completely present with them. How would that be? Is that something you want to know how to do? Yeah, well, I figured something out. I figured a way to know whether or not I need to stay in a conversation or I need to back out. Let me tell you what happens when you're emotionally sovereign. When you're emotionally sovereign, you are clear in your communication because the other person doesn't need to validate the fact that you're feeling. It's not like you have to prove that it's okay that you're having a certain emotion. You're just sovereign and just, this is what I feel. And you don't blame, you don't push it onto somebody else. So they're safe to talk to you and they're safe to hear you. Do you have any relationships that are going on right now that you feel like you just can't even really talk? You can't really say what you need to say? Do you feel like you're not heard, you're not seen? Have you been conditioned not to share emotion because it's not kind, it's not appropriate, you need to hold your own crap together? Welcome to most of the world. We are not taught that it's okay to have emotion. We have emotion and we're taught to go like this. And I'm going to talk about today what that is, what that looks like, and how to know when you're doing it. Because when you're doing it, it's where everything gets stuffed down and then we have problems. It's not actually emotionally healthy. And we go, yeah, I've been told don't stuff my emotions, but I have no idea how not to. Well, my friends, today we're going to talk about the how. How not to be emotionally stuffing things. Okay, so I woke up a little off today. It has continued to be off all day. And we're only at 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm off. I'm feeling distracted. I'm feeling like I really just want to talk to you. And none of those things are happening for me right now. So being emotionally sovereign, one of the things is to adjust. Know what you feel. Don't go, oh, I'm going to push through in the rain. I'm going to go sit down where I can really talk to you. Because that's what actually matters. So I think I'm going to go into my car. All right. Emotional sovereignty. Are you able to handle your own emotions? Are you able to hold others' emotions? Are you able to be there as a witness and not necessarily as a hero? Are you able to stay out of being a victim? Are you able to stay out of feeling like you're the bad guy? If you are, emotional sovereignty. It is the thing that makes all relationships be awesome. This is called Perfectly Imperfect. Oh, what a day. Okay, so here we go again. There is an emotional scale that you can use to find out where you are and know whether or not you should be engaging in a conversation, whether you are taking on too much rather than kind of separating out, because there's a time to separate from people's stuff and there's a time to lean into people's stuff. So do you know when? Do you know how? Okay, here we go. A level 0. That is, you are awesome. You want to be awesome. You want everybody around you to be awesome. Like I said, you're not the hero. You're not the victim. And you're not the bad guy. You're just kind of outside of all that drama stuff, feeling what you feel, giving yourself permission to feel what you feel, letting other people feel what they feel, giving them permission to feel whatever they feel, and then clearly communicating all that. That's a level 0. It's the goal. Level 1 is when you are just off. You don't have any sense of what's happened or is happening. You're just off. Like your brain's kind of scattered, or you're kind of angry and there's nothing happening. A lot of times a level 1 is brought on by hormonal imbalances, just so you know. Psycho wench. She starts at level 1. That is a phrase that I used with my kids. They hate the phrase, but it helped me understand where I was and when I needed to disengage. So a level 2 is where you feel an emotion come up and you go, nope, not doing this right now. So I heard this last night in one of my Igniting Your Belief classes. One of the participants talked about how they started to feel frustrated and taken for granted. And they went, nope, just going to push that down. I'm going to be fine. I'm fine. Whenever you say you're fine, you're actually most likely in a level 2 spin. All right, a level 3 is when you can name your emotion. And I really mean spin here, okay? I love the fact that the weather is doing what it's doing because I'm going to liken it to the weather. A level 3 is when you know what you're feeling. You can still make decisions. You can say, I'm really frustrated right now, or I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm overwhelmed. And you're still in really great communication with that. You can still just say, this is where I'm at. Now, a level 4, this is where we get wonky. A level 4 is when there's enough emotion in you that you can't push it down and it's gone beyond speaking it. Now it's like you need to discharge it or you need to dissociate from it. So there's 2 ways to do this. Discharge, meaning blame, talking to somebody else so they know the blame. This is where we engage in, I'm a victim and I want people to know about it, or they're making me the bad guy and I'm trying to figure out in my head how in the heck I'm a bad guy, right? Or how do I help? How do I help? How do I help? This is where you're in the hero mode. So you are spinning and you're either discharging or you're dissociating. So dissociating looks like you get super quiet. Like maybe you're in a discussion and somebody's talking and talking and talking and you've been engaged, but your emotional stuff is starting to come up and you go, whew, and you just get quiet. It's where you start looking at your phone instead of the person. It's when you go to the pantry to snack, or when you get on, for me, Marco Polo and listen to a bunch of people, or just Facebook and start scrolling. Lots of times when we're doing that, you're actually dissociating from the present moment. Now, not every time you're on Facebook are you at a level 4, but if you're avoiding things because things are too big and you're trying to get away from it, that's a level 4. That's when you write the text, you know, the one that explains all the things that are inside of you. That's a discharge. Okay, a level 5 is when you do stupid. That's when you push the button on the text. That is when you eat the entire cheesecake, not just a piece. That is when you sit on Netflix and just binge and binge and binge and say you've got a headache. Oh, especially if you've got a chocolate headache. Man, that's a really great place to just go, and I'm out. That's the either I'm out or I need you to know how bad and wrong you are and you need to change you so that I can be okay. That's when Psycho Wench starts going blah, 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 and your brain goes, no, 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 stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, and you can't. That's a level 5. That's when we just lose our shiz, right? Okay, why does this matter? At a level 1, 2, and 3, you still have cognitive function. That means you can still reason your way out of it. You can still see options. You can see other people's side. That's what happens at a 1, 2, and 3. At a level 4, especially if you are absorbing somebody else's emotions, You will naturally, most likely, start to dissociate, but try to be there for them. You'll try to figure out ways to help them so that you don't have to keep in this emotional intensity. So heroing actually isn't about them, it's more about you, so that you can regulate. Super cool to know. At a level 4 and 5, you can't think. So what's happened is that you have enough emotion coming up in you that's disturbing, like frustrating emotion, not happy, joyful stuff, but the other stuff. And there's a chemical rush that takes this offline. Makes your reasoning, your thought processes, your understanding, your planning, your connection to God shuts down. Guess what, guys? If you are in an argument at all, this is for your relationships, stop talking at a level 4. The reason why I was asked to do this video is because there are some people that are saying, like, I want to share with my spouse this, because if we both have this understanding, holy cow, it's going to be so great. So, at a level 4, the only thing you can do is use your body to get out of it. So you've got to go disengage from whatever's happening. You tell your friend, hey, I've got to go. Thank you so much. Let me know if there's things I can do for you right now. I'm kind of busy. I've got to go. Whatever you need to do to disengage at a level 4, please do. Because nothing you say at a level 4 is going to be productive. And if you're a level 4, nothing anyone says to you is going to be productive. So, in relationships specifically, you need to have an agreement. I have the right to tap out at level 4 and say, we're not talking about this anymore. And it's not a, you're wrong, and this is ridiculous. That's actually what we say. We make the other person wrong. We go, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not talking anymore. It's because you're at a level 4 and you're trying to disengage. That's appropriate to do, but it's more healthy to have an agreement and say, look, at a level 4, I'm going to tap out. When you're at level 4, I'm going to let you tap out. And we will come back around when we're both calm, disengage from this whole thing, and we'll have a conversation about this. Now, that is easier said than done in the moment. You do not want to get to a level 5. A level 5 is when you say things that are very hard to erase, or you do things that are destructive to your relationships. That's a level 5. You don't want a level 5. So let me explain some emotions that may cause all of this, but we're going to go back to the weather for a minute. When you're level 0, it is sunny. It is beautiful. It is so cool. That's on my ride here. That's what was happening. Beautiful contrast with the sun, how it was going through the clouds and onto this mountain. I was like, it's brilliant. It was so beautiful. A level 1 is that something's a little bit off. It might be, we've got some clouds here, but it's not a big deal, but it's not sunny and bright, There might be concern. Okay, a level 3 is what I was in earlier. It's just this little drizzle. Doesn't really touch you. You're aware of it. It's a level 3. And then a level 4 is when you do what I did, you duck for cover. That's when the rain really starts to be, oh, I need to have an umbrella. I need to get out of here. And a level 5 is when you got torrential downpour. So these are some emotions. I learned this a long time ago. It's called blasting. This is how you know you're spinning. If you've got any one of these emotions, you are spinning. Now there's a whole lot more, but this kind of encapsulates most of them. So B for blast is bored, blaming, binging, betrayed. Those are all blasting emotions. If you feel bored, meaning you just don't even know what to do, if you're wandering around and you can't figure out what to do and you don't want to do anything, kind of apathy, if you will, you're in a spin. There's something that's causing you to dissociate from life and you're just kind of wandering. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go back to that. Nothing wrong with what you're feeling. Nothing wrong with these emotional spins. They just exist. As soon as we can let these things exist, it's going to be better. All right. L is lonely. You're just all alone. Nobody really sees you. Nobody hears you. Nobody understands you. You're lonely. You're lazy. Now, this lazy is an interesting one. It's not sitting down and relaxing. That's okay. It's the apathy, right? It's the, I know I need to get after this, but I just don't want to. That's the laziness about a thing, not overall lazy. So I'm going to say, if you're lazy, you're spinning about that thing. Longing. This is where you want something and you kind of pine after it and you just wish it were there. I had a friend, oh goodness. She was in longing yesterday and it got very intense. Her daughter had a baby. So exciting. First time grandma. Awesomeness. And she had a fever. The longing to hold that new little one. She got to go see her, but she couldn't touch her. Oh, my longing. Was that appropriate for her to feel? Totally okay? Absolutely. And it got so intense that she just cried. Yeah. Lonely, longing, lazy. A is angry, self-explanatory. Anxious. This is where the anxiety is. Ashamed. This is where the shame kicks into your body. You're definitely spinning if you've got shame. There was another A that I was thinking of the other day. I haven't added it yet. Okay. S, stressed. Scared. Snacky. When I go around and I don't actually eat what's good for me, like I don't take the time to do that and I'm just snacking and snacking and snacking. And especially if nobody's home and I'm not trying to create meals for people and I'm just lazy, honestly, with my food and snacky, I am spinning about something. And T is really tired or taken for granted. Now this tired isn't the tired that's like, I've stayed up with babies all night. It's kind of tired. Or I've worked really hard and my body's physically tired. This tired is that when you're doing okay and then all of a sudden and you like power down. When you do a power down, you are totally, totally blasting. So what I want you to know is that it's totally okay to blast. The big deal here is that at a level 4, please disengage. Disengage from the conversation, disengage from the argument, disengage from the person who is dumping all of their stuff on you. Because if you carry all that stuff to the next person, oh my gosh, we're just perpetuating force. So if you really want to get good at this, there is something you can do, and that is to set your alarm on your phone 2 times a day. And when it goes off, check in and go, do I have any of these blasting emotions going on right now? And if you do, say, what level am I spinning at? You will find that you're most likely at a 2 and 3 most of the time because we don't even think that a 0 is possible. Like it's a hit and miss to find a 0. We can actually do things in emotional sovereignty and regulation to get to a 0. It's totally possible. You have to be trained. We weren't trained to do it. What you were trained as a child to do is to pop the emotion down and stop being aware of any body sensations and dissociate. That's what you were taught to do. And you were taught to do it all by yourself alone. So you didn't have anybody guiding you. So if you're ever told to suck it up, just get it done, stop being afraid, go to your room until you can control yourself. You're just having emotion and then you are left alone. I saw a TikTok that said this: if you retreat, isolate, and get alone when you're having strong emotions, it's because you were left alone with your emotions as a child. That hit me right between the eyes. There were so many things that happened and I didn't have anybody help me navigate what I was even feeling or experiencing. If that is the case for you and you would love your relationships to change completely, I invite you to join the Igniting Your Belief program. It is a 3-month program. It's a small group class, 5 to 8 people max. And then there's a living lab where you get to practice all of the things together in a Marco Polo group. That's where the magic happens. When you share what you're feeling in the moment, just the emotion, not the story, just the emotion in the moment, or when you say, hey, this is the last time I felt this thing. Oh my gosh, I can feel and I can name my emotions now. And you do it where there's no judgment, where there's no shame. Your body starts to go, oh, wait, this actually feels good to actually express instead of show, because we show our emotions, we stomp around, we go fine, we walk away, we retreat. Instead of saying, I'm really upset by this right now, we go out, or we go blah to somebody. When we go, I feel really ashamed right now, and so I just need to talk to you about that, instead of going, you did this and this and this and this. That is just a level 4 trying to get rid of shame in the inappropriate way. If you want help, igniting your belief is the place to do it. It helps solve all sorts of relationship problems, and you don't do it with your spouse. You each need to have a sacred space. So you have class, you have a Marco Polo, and you get me or one of the mentors to be your personal mentor. So if you're taking class with me, that means that you polo me and you go, hey, Anne, oh my gosh, this is happening. I don't know what to do about it. And I go, hey, let's get on the phone. Not like a therapist where it's like, this is the day. Don't talk to me until this day. Good luck with what you're feeling. Here's a tool. No. I give the tool. I talk to people throughout the week on Marco Polo. And then if you need me, I'm here like a girlfriend, but not a friend, because I'm not in the middle of your circles. It's really cool. All right, that's it. Have a great day.